Have a look over there. I think you're going to like it. All right, big morning this morning. We had this date circled on the calendar. We knew it was coming. The moment's here. I'm talking about Anime Coin. Anime Coin is officially live. This is the token. Well, it is from Azuki. But you know how things work here. You set up a foundation, you do it under another name, whatever. Anime Chain, I don't know if Anime Chain is live, right? I don't know if the chain itself is live, but Anime Coin certainly is. That went live just an hour ago. Looking pretty decent, too. Oh, you know what? Hang on. Anytime we have audio with their promo videos, I like to play it because they've got such great animation, like respect. You know what I mean? Freaking respect. So I want to show it in its full glory here. Check this out. By the way, we have Jared coming on the second half of the show. So we go beyond an hour. We might have Red Rum on today too. Fantastic freaking AI artist. I don't even like to say AI artist, but fantastic artist. Primarily uses AI tools. He's phenomenal. Has a big drop coming up soon. Metamorphosis, incredible. I think it's his best collection to date. So stay tuned for that. I can't wait to get the guy on. Dude, I've collected him for years. Awesome to see his growth. All right, check this out. Cool shit. Dude, awesome. Azuki's eating. Azukis are eating. I love it. I root for everybody here. So today's the day to root for Azuki. There are Azuki holders, the elemental holders, the beans holders. I'm pumped for these guys. By the way, I'm looking at. I didn't say good morning to you guys. Let me rewind a little bit. Volatility GM Christian, good morning. Cats, good morning. John, good morning. Cosmos GM Zaid, good morning. Cutie, good morning. Christian, good morning. 51 minutes left in the... No. Where I'm at, it's 8 a.m. Nice and early. A lot of day to go here. All right, so Anime, did you guys claim? Did you get it? Do you have an Azuki? Do you have anything in their world, or are you part of the partner communities? It's looking really interesting. I wonder if people look at the token. We're going to look at price. It's actually doing decent so far. And I still wonder if people are undervaluing it because the news that came along with this, and I'm talking about more like yesterday, day before, that wasn't big news. It wasn't splashy news. I don't know that they even had anything new to reveal. It's a blockchain, an infrastructure for building out anime to fund animators and anime projects, to find a way to reward people participating and watching. But that's it. We don't have the announcement of a platform. We don't have exactly the design of what rewards would look like. It might just be that we have a blockchain launching and then details to come as it's built out. It could be. But I think there's a lot of value to that kind of ecosystem. This is kind of what we dreamed up years ago. And finally, that's starting to happen. So I wonder if we underestimate how big this could be already. That said, market cap's looking spicy. So pre-market, we were trading in a decent spot. Over $1 billion. Over $1 billion. If you check something like whales.market, coin looked pretty damn decent. I know it blew away most people's expectations on Hyperliquid as well. But it was hard to get a feel for where this token should be, where it would live, what's the range it's going to trade in. And again, on pre-markets, I think people were pleasantly surprised. They did announce those partner communities who would get airdrops. I think this is a comprehensive list here. I know Cyberkongs feel a little slighted, and I don't blame them. There's a list here that includes projects that I don't even know if they're active anymore, that I don't know if they're building, that had raised VC money, and I guess that's fine. By the way, there are some great projects on here, too. Seeing Midnight Breeze on there makes me feel a certain kind of way. Love that. Love Dutch Tide. Neo Tokyo on there, great. Oniforce, awesome. Right, there's some great projects on here, and I'm not knocking any of them specifically, too. But seeing this list and knowing Kongs belong in there, Kongs are part of the Anime Foundation too, or the Anime, is it a DAO? I remember there was an initial list of projects who were part of this anime ecosystem. Kongs were there because maybe this is the problem. So you think of Kongs, you think pixelated art. I'm not going to make this super Kongs focused, by the way. But you think pixelated art, a lot of people forget 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, they minted their Genkai collection. Very anime. I mean, it's an anime collection. And people love it. It's done fantastically. And so you would have thought they would have been here, especially they've got their connections to Zagabond, right? They're all OG projects here. I know Henry's, I don't know if he's friends with Zagabond, but they know each other. So there was kind of maybe an expectation that Kongs would be on this list, and they're not. And maybe it's forgotten, maybe, I don't know. But it is a bummer to see the Kongs continue to get overlooked, especially when they have such a killer anime collection. They're building anime. They have a manga, right? They're doing the work, they're putting in the time, and they're hustling, and maybe should have been there. But we can say next time, and hopefully, more of an oversight. But guys, here is the anime coin. $1.3 billion market cap. It's pretty fucking great. I think it is. That's a spicy market cap to come out. It's honestly, it blows away my expectations. I'm thinking of, maybe I'm thinking bear market vibes, or maybe more realistic. I'm thinking of an anime project. What should it be worth? Well, first off, no one knows, but I'm thinking, hundreds of millions, and maybe in the high end of that, but billions? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's really hard to value this stuff. So I guess to that point, it's great to get these tokens out there and let the community value it. What do you guys think it's worth? And it seems right now the community is valuing this at a $1.3 billion market cap. Dude, a lot of new people here, which is awesome. And it's people from all over the world. I'm newly learning this too, guys. Like I'm been streaming, again, a year and a half, but I'm new to that. I'd never streamed before. And I'm learning where people watch, right? What part of the world watches on what platforms. It's really cool to see. I'm not going to buy anime coin. Okay, so is it a good time to get in? Am I buying in? I'm not. I don't have any. I'm not. Because I don't know enough about this yet. I don't know what the plans are, what the product's going to be. I don't know who their market makers are. We do know they have awesome exchange listings, some T1 exchange listings. They do. It's way too early for me. I can't predict prices. Anybody who's predicting prices for you right now on anything is full of shit, just so you guys know. Right? The market that we're entering here, we've never seen anything like this before. With the potential amount of liquidity that's coming in here, we've never seen this before. And so people who are making these price predictions don't know. It's a pure guess. And I'd hate to influence people's moves off of pure guesses. And that's all anybody's doing right now. That said, I like anime. I like their team. I think they're well connected. I think this will do well. How well, though? How well? 1.3 billion already. I don't know. Binance listing this coin, they are. And you're right, they don't just list anything. Although this is starting to change and more exchanges are listing more and more and more because they got to stay competitive. What I do know for sure, is the Azuki price, the NFT price is dumping. I know this for sure. So when we're talking about do I get in or do I not, where's the opportunity? If you think that anime ecosystem, especially with Azuki, is something, well, all of a sudden those Azukis got a 55% haircut. If you think that ecosystem's going to cook, the NFT might be the play. And I can tell you this, if it's not that, at the very least now we have good evidence that the Doodles NFT is a play. Right? Doodles are launching a token. If a major project like Azuki can come out, drop a token, and you're looking at a multi-billion-dollar market cap, and let's just say what it is now, 1.3 billion, you got to expect damn near the same thing for the Doodles. Meaning that Doodles NFT is probably very underpriced at 4 ETH. It's probably very underpriced at 4 ETH. Not financial advice, nobody freaking knows here. But I would expect the Doodles who have all those same connections, have that VC money, that looks like a pretty spicy opportunity for me right now. And I bet you we're going to see a lot of those Azukis do exactly that. Rotate out of Azukis that were, 11 ETH yesterday? Get out of there. Roll that into Doodles. Watch that Doodles NFT floor price and see if that starts coming up today, because now you're seeing the potential of these tokens. Again, 1.3 bill. We're watching that closely. Do we start heading towards 2 bill? Do we start pulling down back under 1? Nobody knows. We don't have enough details. We don't. So right now it's chart watching and it's watching for news. But what do you guys think of the coin? Are you in? I know that dump on that NFT is wild. And I don't think it's listed for spot trading yet on Binance. I don't think it is yet. It is coming though. And yeah, Taj, it's a good point. Thinking we'll have a dump when it is listed on Binance. That's what we see now. Binance has not been so good for these tokens. These get Binance listings, and all of a sudden it's dump city. So it's probably the big old whale holders here, the guys who are really dialed in. They're probably being smart. They get out of this stuff. They're on to the next thing. And again, that next thing is it's doodles. It's getting ready for abstract, right? It's getting ready for the abstract chain. It's maybe loading up on Pudgy Penguins because, man, they're going to eat over on abstract. In fact, what are Pudgies doing right now? Kind of flat here, but over 20 ETH. To me, those are the plays. Without news from Azuki, the plays are now outside of that ecosystem. Like, they showed their hand. So those plays are in doodles, those plays are in Pudgies, and a little spoiler, we're going to get to this later, but the play might be in the Bored Ape ecosystem. They're teasing some news. So you see Bored Apes up 12%. The plays might be over there. You see Coda's up 20%, right? Like teaser. There's stuff going on over there. There's teases of stuff coming. Other Deeds up 25%. We're watching for where that money's rotating, and it definitely is rotating right now. Still really early. That token's been live for just over an hour. We got those T1 exchange listings coming. Things could change in an instant. I have no confidence right now to buy this token at that price. And that's not saying it's overvalued. I don't know. Azuki did show off a trailer for their new anime. This is episode 2. I'm going to play this. It's all, again, respect to these guys. Their anime is like world class, is top notch. They have the who's who of anime that's creating with them. To me, that bodes very well for their ecosystem. Maybe they are going to reshape anime, right? Maybe they are, which would be super interesting. Maybe they're going to get these top tier animators and producers and directors, and they build in this like decentralized on-chain structure. That would be amazing. I still look at Web3 as a new way to do everything, and it doesn't happen until somebody pioneers that. That is what Azuki's doing here now. But how do you make financial bets? How do you bet on it when you don't know the details yet? And then if you are betting, you're just gambling. You're just rolling the dice. You're just rolling the dice, which is totally fine to do, but that's not for me. That type of play is not quite for me. Let's check out that trailer, though. Dude, it looks amazing. It looks amazing. These guys are, you know what? They're doing all the right things. They're doing all the right things. They really are. So it's hard to bet against them. Hard to bet on it when we don't know what's coming yet. So we sit and we wait and we watch. And we try to find out where that opportunity is, at what price, at what level. Again, rooting for these guys hard. And I think they're going to win big time. Not going to be shocked to see that ecosystem up big. I'm not going to be shocked to see that coin at, look at that. I'm not going to be surprised to see that coin over 2 bill. And if it goes much higher, won't surprise me. But for now, need to see more. So we'll keep our eyes on that. In fact, we'll check back. We'll check back during the show. This is so new. I mean, we're going to keep our eyes on it and see what way it's moving. Again, the NFT side, the crypto side. For now, we move on. There's some other big news happening here, including, guys, some new metas. This is possibly a new meta that's emerging. It's playing on things we already do, that we're already into. Sigrun. Dude, I'm glad you asked that too. What is Anime Coin? I didn't set that up properly, did I? If you're familiar with the Azuki collection, let me pull up their X account. If you know if you know Azuki, you could call them an OG NFT project, right? It's a project that launched, I believe, January 2022, like the peak of NFT mania, like the peak of that stuff. Wild, wild times. One of the biggest NFT collections, period, an all-timer. And they announced an anime blockchain, and an anime foundation, and the anime coin. It's a token that's going to power this like decentralized ecosystem. That's what it is. So you can look at it as the coin of Azuki, even though officially they'll say it's not theirs. It's the anime foundation or anime chains coin. It's them. And again, it's a token that powers that ecosystem. They'll do fundraising for animes via it. They will find or build rewards programs. Maybe they'll do royalties. Maybe they're going to basically like license your Azuki NFT and probably other NFTs from all over the ecosystem. They license your NFT, I'm guessing, and pay you in maybe anime coin, right? That's what I picture happening here. But yeah, that anime coin is the Azuki token. You can look at it like that. And I do think it'll do well. It's just, what does that mean? What does well mean? Does it hanging at this level is 1.3 bill where we see it? Is that good? I don't know. I think it's pretty good, but compared to what? This is all new. So what you really are asking is, do you roll the dice? Do you bet on the Azuki team? To that, I'm like, yeah, I probably bet on those guys. There's very few who are better. Pudgy Penguins, probably better. There's probably nobody better than Pudgy Penguins. But is Azuki at that level, or at the very least close to that? Yeah, I think they're excellent. They do have names. I couldn't recite them to you, but some of the biggest names in anime, and I mean hardcore anime. You know what? There's some people who are just really freaking into anime. The names that they know, that they respect, that are building the, Web 2 anime world, they're involved here in the anime ecosystem with Azuki. They got some major names here. Think of some of the biggest animes ever. Some of those names are involved in this anime ecosystem with Azuki. So it has tons of potential. Can it disrupt the anime industry? Yeah, it could. It really, really could. So there is something here. But these questions, though, should we buy now? There's no answer to that. Again, anybody who's telling you should buy now because they're lying to you. Nobody knows. We don't know what their product's going to be. We don't know how to value it yet. If somebody's telling you to buy, it's simply because they think 1.3 bill is too low because of what? We don't know. Nothing like this has ever existed before. We don't have an anime blockchain anywhere else to compare it to. Right? The closest thing we could compare it to is the other side metaverse. It's not a good comparison, though. It's not a great comparison. We could ignore this, by the way. It's a new token, so it's crazy volume, and so Pocket Universe looks at it as suspicious. It's not. That's the real deal. But again, anybody saying buy because whatever the value now, nobody knows. The NFT is exactly right volatility. The NFT is where we know. We're very familiar with NFT prices. We're familiar with how people value this stuff. Azuki feels low. Right now, people dump. Here's what happened. If you had the Azuki NFT, you got to claim some token for free, right? People did that. They got tens of thousands of dollars worth of anime coin. And then they sell the Azuki that you would think, in theory, they had for around this price. They bought it around here. Meaning they just got a free tens of thousands of dollars worth of token for free. They sell the Azuki NFT. They're flat. They're even there, but they made thousands on the coin. That's what's going on here now. This is all just sell pressure. So Azuki at 5 ETH actually is pretty damn tempting. And especially even Elementals, that's their second tier down, at 0.42, pretty damn tempting, down 65%. It's people undercutting each other to get out of that asset and get somewhere else. Meaning once they get through all this sell pressure, these probably are going up. I think the play right now that we know about, that we can actually give it a good educated guess, it's the NFTs. So it's Azuki, it's Elementals, it's Beans, all of them down 50 to look at it, almost 70% here. That's where you could do a little something. And in the short term too, by the way. These will hit a point where they hit that bottom and they bounce. And you have a flip opportunity right there, especially if they announce some cool news, right? If they announce some cool news, by the way, Anime Chain going live next week. We're going to launch this platform and it does this. When they start announcing those details, this stuff does something cool. Mike Bennett, good morning, man. Hey, send me a DM, Mr. Bennett. Don, good morning. Don saying better to wait. Better to wait. Well, I guess on this dump. Better to wait maybe for the dump when something pumps this much. Yep. We'll go to $1. Oh, that's a good question. What is it right now? No. I can't. Okay. In the long run, maybe. Right now at 13 cents, you're asking, will it basically 10x, right? Will it 10x? Will this basically have, we're basically looking for a $10 billion market cap. For it to hit $1? No. Long run, it could. If this is world-changing for the anime industry, yes. if this changes the anime industry, yes. Short term, I'm talking like in the next, I'm just even months out, no way. No. In the next couple days, nope. In the next couple weeks, nope. Next couple months, no. If we're talking about on a kind of year horizon, maybe. That could be $10 billion in years. I don't think this cycle. But do I think that anime chain and coin and all that stuff has a future? Big time, I do. That's me betting on that team. And guys, so that's not to say you can't find a 2x in this pretty quick. Could this rocket up to a 2 bill market cap? 3 bill? Yep. If they drop some really spicy announcements, yes. And I do think they're going to have some announcements. I don't think it's just drop the coin. I think we're still waiting on news of when does the chain go live? What are we to do on the chain? So yeah. I guess to that point, guys, here's what I'll say. If this price holds really stable here, you're probably going to bet on it then because we have nothing but announcements coming. Right? If this can hold right here, if this stays 13 cents and it's not dumping and you see some strength here and you see people buying here, that's when you might consider making a bet and say, okay, then on news that the chain's going live, it probably cooks. News that they're launching a platform, with royalties and a DAO and fundraising and whatever it is, it does move on that. So that's kind of what you're watching for. Mohammed, 30 cents, understandable, 1 to 2. I like that a lot. Yeah, I could definitely see this 2-3xing. And in the short term, absolutely it can do that. This can hit a 2 to 3 billion market cap in the short term, for sure. My thought is we're about to enter a giga cycle. I don't like these predictions out there with people calling for that this is the 8th inning of the cycle, 9th inning. I don't buy that at all. I don't buy it at all. In fact, we're going to get to some of those reasons why, but between the ETFs and very likely 99.99% chance the United States does that Bitcoin strategic reserve, I don't see how this is anywhere close to 8th or 9th inning. I think it's closer to 4th, 5th inning with something coming that we've never seen before. Meaning this cycle's truly, truly different. Valuation's truly different. I think the Trump token, tip of the iceberg, as far as that showed us what's going to happen, I think, over and over this cycle. Maybe not at that level, but it's pretty interesting. You got to watch. If you're asking, do you buy now? Watch this. If this holds at 1.3 bill, if it holds, then maybe, yeah. Because, again, we're just waiting on news. When they announce Chain Live, when they announce platforms that are going to be built on their chain, when they announce partners building on that chain, that's a cook. When they announce major anime directors and producers, when they announce those working in the anime chain or anime coin ecosystem, yes, it cooks. This has the potential to onboard millions of people in that anime ecosystem. And yes, when Asia starts focusing on this, maybe they are now. It's not too late in the day. But this could cook too. It is a really, really spicy token. For right this moment, though, I say sit and watch it. Sit and watch it. I'm doing the same. I'm sitting with the token price. I'm thinking about it. I'm feeling out kind of the momentum, which is really important. And the more I do that, I'll get a better sense of what people should do with this coin. Again, I don't want to tell people to buy or not buy, just giving my thoughts. And I'll tell you this, even from the start of the show, 30 minutes, I got to get moving to the next topics. I will keep coming back to this. But even sitting with this coin now live for an hour and a half and chatting about it here for 30 minutes, it's feeling kind of spicy to me. In fact, I want to refresh, see that if that market cap's changed. But if it's at 1.3 bill, this is feeling kind of interesting. Yeah, all I see is catalyst for this to move up. Yeah, good stuff. I appreciate people watching, especially new people, and of course, you guys who are here every freaking day. Yeah, it's really cool. Again, we do this every day. Talk about the hottest coins, hottest NFTs every day, 7 days a week. And just to mention again, because I know new people kind of trickle in, anybody giving you price predictions, they're guessing. They're absolutely guessing. I can give you my prediction, which is a complete guess. But it's just a guess. I want you to know that. Nobody knows. The guys who are giving you predictions and making it sound like they know, they're lying to you. I promise you they're lying to you. They do not know. But I look at market caps and I know what coins are capable of these days. That's how we can kind of guess with these things. Well, how high are other market caps that are in the same similar kind of vibe, similar products, similar whatever, ecosystem? That's what we can compare to. First off, there's nothing like anime coin out there. The closest thing to compare it to is ape coin. It's the closest thing, and it's still different. It's the only thing we can compare it to. Do I feel like energy momentum-wise, attention hype-wise, this can 2x? Yeah. And can it 2x in the short term? Yeah. In fact, let's look at Pengu. Pengu is probably the closest thing to compare it to now that I think of it. Right? They got a blockchain coming. In fact, you look at that. That's probably a perfect comparison. You can maybe say that Azuki could have a $2 billion market cap in the short term. And I'm looking at FTV. Right now, I'm going to use them interchangeably, but let's just say a $2 billion market cap or FTV is super possible for Azuki because Pengu's done it. That said, Pengu and Azuki are not the same. They're not. I love Zagabond. I love everything Azuki's doing, but it's not Luca Nets. It's not Pudgy Penguins. It's really close, though. And it is so early in this stuff. They got the potential to be every bit as awesome as Pudgy Penguins. This is your closest comparison now. It is. So with that in mind, this to me is the ceiling for right now for Anime Coin. $2.2 billion. To me, that is the highest Anime Coin can go for right now. Because Pudgy Penguins is the leader. Their coin is the leader. Their top dog. So if you're thinking Anime Coin is a 3x, I don't see it right now until Pengu goes much higher. Right? So if we're looking for comparisons, it's this. It's Pengu. They got Abstract Chain coming. This is as high as I think Anime can get until this is much higher. So a 2x, yeah. It can definitely 2x, maybe a little under, and that's in the short term. Andre, don't invest more than you can. Don't go all in on stuff. Don't do whatever you can't afford to lose. You got to get in this mind space. When you put something in a token, consider it gone. Consider it zero. Cosmos, it's a good question. Explain FTV, explain FTV versus market cap. FTV for fully diluted value. Market cap. Market cap is factoring in the amount of supply that's being traded right now. As in, some tokens have 1 billion tokens, right? There's 1 billion tokens in total, but maybe only 200 million of those billion tokens are even tradable right now. And so you have to consider with only 200 million tokens tradable, this is similar to the Trump token, right? I'm just going to assume 1 billion tokens there, but only 200 million tradable. You take the price of the coin times 200 million, so price times the amount of tokens, that's your market cap, right? The token's live now. Anime Coin is live right now. FDV is the price of the token times the entire supply. That's why those numbers are drastically different sometimes, and it does matter. It does matter a good amount because it's a basic supply-demand thing. If something's super hot, and yes, there's 1 billion tokens, but only, again, 200 mil are tradable right now, it's a supply issue. If there's a tremendous amount of, ask for this coin, a tremendous amount of, hype leading into it, maybe there's not enough coin to go around, it's worth more. And then when that supply starts unlocking and gets in circulation, that alleviates that demand. Is it worth it? It might be. Again, nobody knows. I like it. I think this can 2x. We're looking at Pengu right now because that's the closest thing to compare it to, right? It's an NFT project that's launching a blockchain. It's memeable. They're building on it. The closest comparison is Pengu. I don't think it's as big or as good as Pengu yet. So that's the ceiling for it. It can get to a $2 billion market cap, in my opinion. When they announce news, when they launch the blockchain, when they start building out there, yep. So there you go. That, to me, short-term prediction, it can get to $2 billion. Doesn't mean it will, but it can. It absolutely can. And feeling out the way this energy is moving, it can. It really can. I'll tell you this, too. Here's something that it has going for it in the very short term. The Pudgy Penguins blockchain launches next week. Next week. I think next week kicks off the peak. Well, let me walk that back. I don't want to say the peak of the NFT run, but it is going to kick off the NFT bull market big time. There you go. $20. Why not? Roll the dice on that. It does have some movement it can see in the short term. It absolutely does. It absolutely does. I don't think that's a terrible play at all. Jeremy, good morning. Anime Coin could be good, guys. It could. You could see that 2x here in the short term. You definitely could. And that is a great question. Aaron, that's a great question. They have to have an announcement. They have to. It can't just be launch blockchain and then walk away, right? They have to announce stuff. They got to announce a platform. Oh, okay. Anime listing being delayed. Thank you, Gravity. That's not great. It's not the worst thing, but yeah. They have to. They have to announce stuff. They got to announce royalty structures. They got to announce the chain going live. They have to announce platforms. They got to announce something like Doodle Studio. They got to announce the place you're going to actually watch these animations. It's not just going to be on YouTube. No. They want to capture that attention on their own platform. So yes, you can probably bank on the fact that they got announcements coming. It just makes sense. I think this thing can 2x. It can. Doesn't mean it's going to. Again, I got to keep saying, anybody giving you price predictions is making them up. They're doing what I'm doing, but some of them are lying to you. The ones who know what they're doing are looking at things that are comparable. Pudgy Penguin's Pengu token is the closest thing to compare to. And if they know what they're talking about, they know that is the top dog. That should be your top target for now. It's all going way higher. Like, guys, I think Pengu's going to flip Sheeb. I think Pengu's a $10, $15 billion token, right? But I'm saying here right now, short term, if that's the top, if Pengu's 2.2 bill, I don't see anime flipping it. It could, but I don't see it. It could, though. But 2-ish X is your, I think that should be your top target for right now and over the next few weeks. Next week, a different story. This stuff moves very fast, right? Next week, when Abstract is live, I'm sorry, different game. NFTs start cooking. And then the tokens behind these NFTs, I think, really start cooking too. I think it's a whole different story next week.